What's up, y'all? Today what we're gonna do is a fun DIY video. I feel like I haven't done a DIY video on this channel in a very long time, so I thought I would make a video because maybe like a couple weeks ago I was in Express, the store Express, and I saw this really cute tank top with pom-poms on the bottom, and I was like, ooh, I want that. However, that shirt was like $30. So today what we're gonna do, if you couldn't guess, we're gonna do a pom-pom DIY. Woo! So because I'm going to share with you all 2 different ways that you can make this, I'm telling you doing it this way is going to save you so much money and allow you to get the cute, stylish trend without breaking the bank. Alright, so let's get this started. Alright, so for the first DIY, which is also the easier one, I wanted to show you this basic crop tank turned into a pom-pom tee, which is inspired by this shirt I saw at Express. I couldn't find the photos online, so I found other ones to share that are similar price and similar idea. I wanted to go with something super easy and basic to turn this boring crop into something that looks far more fashionable. So I'm going to add trim to the edge of this and spice it up a little bit. First off, you want to use a measuring tape to measure out the edge of the fabric that you're going to put the trim onto. You want to know just how much you'll need so you know how much trim to buy. Obviously, you'll need a shirt, but more importantly, you're going to need some type of adhesive. So I'm using a hot glue gun, but you can also use fabric glue. Then you'll need the right amount of trim. I had to get 2 packets of trim because this is the only trim that I found that I actually liked, and it was separated by 1 yard increments, which wasn't enough for the full edge of my shirt, so I had to buy 2 packets. But I got it from Joann's for it ended up being around $1.99 after coupons. So what you want to do before you even start gluing is put something in between the 2 layers of your t-shirt. You do not want the 2 layers to be stuck together when you're done and you not be able to wear them. So when you do this, start on this side seam of the shirt. It just makes the trim look so much more put together and seamless when you start on the side edge of your shirt. Also, I'm starting on the side edge because I have 2 separate pieces of trim that I'm gonna glue together to make it look like one piece. So when you start to glue, make sure you do it slowly and incrementally. Do not do a bunch of glue at once because it will dry before you get a chance to glue all the trim down. So take your time, slowly put the glue on and the trim on together and press down gently. You do not want to press too hard and end up with smears of glue like this one here. So press gently, take your time adhering it, and that's pretty much all you need to know. One thing I wish I would have did is move the trim down a little bit further on the hem so that the pom-poms hang off a little bit more, but that's neither here nor there now. My advice to you is just really kind of play with where you want it at with maybe like fabric pins or something before you actually glue it down. But I also did end up liking this end result. So when you get to the other side seam, if you have 2 pieces of trim like me, cut that front trim to match up with that other side seam. If you have 1 full piece that matches the entire circumference of your edge of whatever top you're using, then no need to worry about this. After doing that, you want to do the very exact same thing on the back side of the shirt. Once you get to the final part of the shirt where the 2 edges of the trim meet each other, it's simple. You're going to glue one top of the edge over the other. I don't really like doing it where they butt up against each other because you can leave a gap or glue can seep through. So just go ahead and snip it to a length that will allow it to overlap so that once you glue it down, it seamlessly flows from one piece of trim to the next. And voila! You have the finished product. It literally took me like 10 minutes because I was moving carefully while gluing this on. This is super cute, super stylish, and turned an old t-shirt of mine into something that I actually really want to wear. So this shirt is super cute and it's only a fraction of the price of the inspired shirt that I saw at Express and other retailers online. So here's what the t-shirt looked like before, super basic and simple, and here's what it looked like after. So much cuter with a little bit of flair and right on trend for less. So the next thing we're going to be DIYing, and the more advanced option of this DIY, is going to be a Pom Pom jacket. This is a military jacket that I've had for quite a while. I got it at a thrift store for about $3. And what's crazy about this is the Pom Pom inspiration I got this from looks almost exactly the same. So I'm very much excited about doing this DIY because it's going to be so much cheaper than $62. Alright, so again, you'll need a trim of your choosing. I actually found trim that was very close to the trim that is on the inspiration photo. Next, you'll need a pair of scissors if you are going to crop the jacket like I did. And obviously you'll need a measuring tape and some fabric pins to hold the trim in place on the jacket before you sew. So what I'm doing here is I am going to measure out how short I want to cut this jacket. I gave myself about a little bit over an inch because I want to make sure that if I want to hem the edge, I can without losing too much length. So what I'm going to do to create a new hem that actually follows the shape of the jacket is take the distance from the bottom of the jacket to the new mark that I made, taking that new measurement and going along the entire hem of the jacket and marking that measurement adjacent to the hem. So as you can see, what that's going to do by following the actual shape of the hem is create that shape at a higher point on the jacket. So that when I go to cut this new hemline, it actually follows the shape of the hem as you can see here. That way when I cut it and wear it, it will drape exactly the same. I actually ended up using pinking shears here because I decided I did not want to hem the fabric, and pinking shears prevent fabric from fraying. So after I go ahead and cut off this excess fabric, I'm going to try it on just to see and make sure that this is exactly where I liked it cropped. And by golly, it is. So now what I'm going to do is go ahead and pin the trim to the end of the jacket. I'm pinning the pins perpendicular to the trim so that when I run it through my sewing machine, I don't run the risk of breaking any sewing machine needles because I've done that before. And I decided I wanted to do it on the arms too, so I made sure to do the same exact thing there. So now I'm going over to my sewing machine, and what I'm going to do is a basic straight stitch. But I'm going to do 2 straight stitches, one on each edge of the trim so that it's more secure on the edge of the jacket. But it's also pretty much the exact same thing if you're going to sew it by needle and thread. So lower your presser foot and start to sew with a straight stitch pretty slowly down the trim. Make sure you take out any needles that are there so that you don't break any needles, but move slowly down your trim, and when you get about an inch out, press the reverse button wherever it is on your machine and backstitch. What that does is lock the trim into place with the thread and create kind of a knot so that it doesn't unravel. After you do that, you can just continue on and sew slowly, keyword slowly, down the trim on your fabric. So I'm going to continue on doing that, and once I get to the edge of the fabric, I'm going to back stitch again. So you want to back stitch in the beginning and the end, and then go ahead and cut your thread. As you can see here, there's an edge that is still not attached, and you can lift it up. That is not what we want. We want both edges to be sewn down, so I'm going to repeat the same steps on the opposite side of the trim. Due to the nature of cutting off the hem, make sure you go ahead and backstitch over every seam that was already on the jacket so that they do not unravel. Now, after I've done that on all edges that I want to apply my trim to, here is the final product. I absolutely love this, and it is so cute and amazingly similar to the option from ASOS, which is $62, and mine comes out being around $10. Like, what? This is insane. You guys must try this. It is so easy, so quick, and it has brought life back to a jacket that I've been wearing for so long. So this is what it looked like before. Basic and plain, but still cute. And this is what it looks like after. So much cuter. Pom-pom with some Mexican flair to it, and super cheap, which I love. I absolutely love this jacket, and I will be wearing this so much. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this Pom Pom DIY. I really just wanted to share this with you all because I saw that shirt in Express a couple weeks ago and really wanted it. Was looking at pom pom stuff on the internet and just came across this and figured, hey, why not make a DIY with cheap alternatives to pom poms? So if you have any questions for me, please leave them down below. If you like this, like it, and share it because I think other people can use this. And until next time, you all, I will see you next time. Peace. I've been looking at old videos that I had made and stuff like that, and I found a video that reminded me of classic